Howdy, Jason Lewis here, and today on the build-up of old Large Marge, we're gonna deal with this kind of log jam of awesomeness that's gonna end up becoming my, kind of driver's workspace, and where I'm gonna be, spending a lot of time in this thing, hopefully in the near future. So what we have to do is deal with the Wilwood pedals that we have to hang from the firewall here. We have this pretty trick little mount that's gonna help me locate them, but these are very specific to where the steering column lives in the car because the brake and the clutch have to straddle the steering column. So when I went to go restore the stock steering column that came with this car, I just found tons of cut wires. I remembered that it was just short enough to where the wheel kind of was close to the dashboard. Here's a quick clip of me wheeling the crap out of this thing out in the dirt when I was kind of doing some Dukes of Hazzard driving for a few months before the engine let go. So what I have here is a stock column, no tilt. The hazards didn't work, the turn signals didn't work, the horn didn't work. I actually want to do a key delete off of this thing, so I went to flamingriver.com and just ordered up a universal column with, now you could get anything you want. You can get a keyed column, but I actually don't want that. I'm going to eliminate that. And I wanted a tilt column. So let me take you over to the other workbench and I'll show you the new column. All right, so here's the basic rundown of the parts that I got from the Flaming River website. I got a paintable steel column that's 32 inches long, and I got a cool little mount. I'm gonna show you how this will go right into your stock car if you wanted to replace this under your dash without any modifications. And then I got this adapter for the Flaming River steering wheel that I'm gonna be putting on, and of course it comes with the turn signal and tilt adjuster knob, which that's one of the big features that I got here is this is a tilt wheel. I want that wheel to sit down in my lap so when I'm wheeling hard, my hands aren't tilted forward like I'm driving a school bus. So now the install of this thing is really quite easy. I'm going to use the stock floor through mount. I made a little coupler out of tubing just because the old column is slightly larger in diameter, and I'll use that as a kind of a spacer down there. And then you basically just get it lined up here. I'm going to run it up with some bolts or some nuts to keep it in place. Pretty straightforward stuff. And now you just kind of get a feel for where how straight or where you want to center it up. And we'll just snug that for now. And then that's the stock spot. Now, you can see where I took the old pedal mount out of here. Now, because I'm going with these really awesome Wilwood pedals, the whole point of this exercise is to get the steering column in place, and then I could center up these pedals and figure out where on the firewall, after I cut a little mounting hole for these will go, and then I will go ahead and build a little bit of extra support here, because now, since I took that giant chunk out here, I'm going to need to build a little bit of extra support to hold the pedals and to reinforce the steering mount. But that is for a future episode. For now, let's get the rest of the steering in place, and I want to show you the wheel because it is beautiful. That's dead center on me. It's tight down there on the bottom. There's my gas pedal, and then the brake and clutch will be right here. Everything's looking really good. Now, this is the secret weapon that I'm so thrilled about. Check out this wheel. This is the Flaming River Cascade wheel. Now, this thing is dead sexy. Made in Italy, fancy leather, all these things that, here's why I think you should get an awesome steering wheel, because when you're driving, what do you see the most? And what do you grab onto when you wrestle your car around? The steering wheel. So get a good one because it's what you're going to interact with the most. So let's get this thing on and see what it's going to feel like. So on this particular wheel, you just take this little horn trim ring off with those Allen screws. We'll set that there for now, and that's the horn button. Now you may wonder why Flaming River? Well, I kind of get brand loyal. Now, I've built a few cars now, and I put a Flaming River column on my very first Cougar that I built, 1970 Cougar. That was just awesome. I put a Flaming River column on a 54 Ford pickup truck that I built, a more old school wheel, and also in the Camaro that I had, another Flaming River wheel. So I kind of find a brand that I like and the kind of the build quality and the people, so I kind of stick with that stuff. So that explains why we're going Flaming River on this thing. So now let's bolt this bad boy in place. Now this will change once I get the steering in and we'll get all of the final components in place. But one of the things I like about this stuff is that it's all machined to a super high quality, you know, and that's important to me. So when I'm the piece of the car that I'm grabbing onto and holding on for dear life, or I mean having a ton of fun while I'm driving, is this thing. So we'll just get these snugged down. Okay, so then that way we have the wheel in place, and holy mackerel, does that feel good. Just for fun, let's go ahead and get the horn in place. It fits just like that. And then I'll put these screws in. And of course, the last thing on the horn button is the Flaming River logo. I will get that on when it's in final. Oh, that's right. So now already this feels ridiculously good, and you can kind of see, look at my seat, goes forward or back. So wherever I need it to be, this feels good. And now for the coup de grace, or the awesome upon awesome, as they say in France, I am going to put the tilt mechanism in the column here. And that just screws in over on this side of the column, and then watch this. So now, look at that. That tilt just puts that thing right exactly where I want it. Now, this enables me to get my driver's area compartment completely dialed. It feels like, just even without a support, look how solid that is. That is awesome. Yeah, this feels good. And then you have all of this adjustability in your driver's compartment. So yes, so there it is, the steering column installed in the car. Now, the next few steps, which is to hang the pedals, cut the firewall, make all my extra structure support there, get the rack and pinion mounted in this thing. So things are moving along, and boy, I tell you, the stuff that's sticking is awesome. So until next time, I'm Jason Lewis. Enjoy your drive. Man, that's awesome.